Hello everyone, I'm Charles. Welcome to Graphic Design Quick Start. In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to create a stained glass ornament in Photoshop. We will be picking from this hummingbird image that we masked in this background in a previous episode and convert it to this work of art using the stained glass effect. Let me show you how this is done. Let us go to a starting composition. Go to the layers panel. The first thing we need to do is convert the hummingbird layer into a smart object so that we can apply smart filters to it. We also don't want to include the layer mask inside the smart object. So let us put it aside for a moment. Drag it to the background layer. Click on the hummingbird layer. Go to the layer flyout menu. Click on convert to smart object. Let us bring back our mask. And we did that so that we don't lose direct access to our mask. Click on the smart object thumbnail. Go to filter. Filter gallery. If you have an older version of Photoshop, you'll go to texture, then gallery. Let's click. Go to texture. Choose stained glass. Change the cell size to 20, the border to 8, and the light intensity to 0. Let me zoom out. What the light intensity does, it adds some light in the middle of a composition. Most of the time, you'll need it as 0. Border thickness increases the size of the edges. Leave it at 8. Cell size increases the size of tiles. Let us experiment with the size of 15. Click OK. Change the layers blending mode to multiply so that we introduce some interaction between the bird and the background. Go to the blending mode options, change it from normal to multiply. The next step is to create a border around our layer. To do that, we use the stroke effect. Press D for default foreground and background colors. Go to the bottom of the layers panel. Click on the FX icon. Click on stroke. Change the size to 8. Position outside. Opacity 100. And the color should be black. Click OK. If we zoom in, you realize our stroke is quite jagged. This is due to a soft edges, and the border is mapping to the soft edges. To work around that, let us get rid of the softness. Access the refine edge mask. Either double click on the layer mask thumbnail. I'll go to select. Select and mask. Take the smoothness to 100 and the contrast to 100%. And you can see the stroke is quite smooth now. Click OK. Let us zoom out. Moving on, let us add some bevel and bows to the edges. That means we have to mask them out. Let me show you how we do that. Click on the background layer. Press Ctrl Shift N. Command Shift N on mark. Create a new layer. Let us call it white. Click OK. Press Ctrl Backspace. Command Delete on mark to fill it with white. Let us also get rid of the bird colors. To do that, double click on the smart object thumbnail. Press Ctrl Backspace. Command Delete on mark to fill it with white. Go to File. Click on Save. Ctrl S, Command S on mark. Let us switch back to a composition in progress. We can see we've gotten rid of all the colors. To select it, go to the channel panel, press Ctrl, Command and mark, and click on the RGB layer to load it as a selection. By default, that command select all the light tones. To select the darker tones, let us inverse the selection. Go to Select, Inverse, or press Ctrl Shift I, Command Shift I on mark. Let's go back to the layers panel. Click on the hummingbird layer. Press Ctrl Shift N, Command Shift and mark to create a new layer. Let us call it bevel. Click OK. Let us fill the selection with the dark gray color. Go to Color. Make sure you have the HSV sliders. If you don't see it, go to the panel flap menu. Click on HSV sliders. Change the brightness to 25. Let us go back to our layers panel. click on the bevel layer. To fill the selection with a dark gray, place Alt backspace, Option Delete on a mark. Since our dark gray color is on the foreground, we can now hide a white layer. Let's go back to the window that represents our smart object. Go to Window, History. Let us switch back to the open state to bring back the bar. Now let us close the image. Click on Yes, save on a mark to save the changes. Press Ctrl D, Command D on mark to deselect. Let's go back to Layers panel. Click on the bevel layer. Let us add details to it using the bevel and the boss effect. Go to the bottom of the Layers panel. Click on the FX icon. Click on bevel and boss. The default settings always works, but if your settings are different, you can copy mine on the screen. Click OK. Let us create some interaction between the stained glass and the colors of the hummingbird. Double click on the double slider on the right of the filter gallery. Change the blending mode from normal to screen. The other kind of effect it gives you. Click OK. Let us also enhance the colors in the bar. Go to the bottom of the layers panel. Click on the white black icon. Click on Hue and Saturation. Click on the creeping mask icon. Change the saturation to 70 and the hue to -20. Let me press F a couple times to fill the image in the window. And there we have it, how to create a stained glass ornament in Photoshop. And remember, this is a random effect. Every time you create it, it will be different from the previous one. That's it for today. Like, share, and consider subscribing to our channel so that you don't miss out on our next episode.